Alright, unboxings. Everybody likes unboxings, right? So let's see what I got. The boxes are here. A little bit more for our project. Hoping to wrap up the rear tonight completely. Let's see what we got here. See what kind of goodies we got. And open these up. There's my Bilsteins. I don't know if those are the fronts of the rears or if those are the fronts of the rears. But we're going to put the shocks on and get the wheels back on. And I think we're going to be done with the rear. Let's see what we got here, if this is a rear or front. What have we got? Front or rear? Rear. So I got the rears from Bilstein, I don't know how you say it. Anyway, they're supposed to be for the ATS guys. This is what I want. They're supposed to be the extended ones for the Excursion, and when you've done the X Code BMod, and the fronts are standard. They're also Bilsteins, but they're for an F250. So should be in good shape. All I need to do tonight is get the shocks on and put the wheels on, lower this back down, and I'll be done with the rear. It'll be time to lift up the front and start removing bumper and get ready to do the front. Highly doubt you can see out in the dark, but in the meantime, well, I guess you can see a little bit. And of course, this vehicle's off the road, and as you can see, we got 10 inches of snow. So now I'm really not happy this isn't on the road. So I'm trying to get it done. Okay, pull off old shocks, put on new shocks. Well, I'll say one thing. They certainly look pretty under there. So I've got them on, then, you know, two 10 mil bolts at the top, and then the 18 mil at the bottom. I'd previously changed the shocks, and so I put up a lot of anti-seize on the top bolts, because when I'd done it the last time, which was years ago, they were a little rust and giving me trouble coming out, and I was worried about breaking things up there. Paid off for me real well, because this turned out to be real easy putting them on. Happy about that. So that marks a milestone for me. Get the wheels back on the rear, and this is now halfway done. So we'll be putting those on, figuring out how I'm going to jack the front up so that it's up high enough. I know I won't be able to use these. I really wish I could, but unless I find some magic way to you know, put them up onto the front, I don't think I have any member up there I could use. But we'll pick it up in the front, and I have some other heavier Eastwood branded floor jacks that are 6 ton a piece for 12,000 pounds. So I'm not worried about weight, and I'm hoping they go higher than the 3 tons that I had. 3 tons are doing a good job for the axles, but I don't think I'd want to trust the whole Excursion on them. So I got some heavier stuff. Okay, happy about that. And in case I was ever concerned about, well, did I really need to change the shocks? So here's my old shock, or one of the two of them. They're both acting about the same. I forget how long these have been in there. At least 7 or 8 years, I think. But push them down. They got some pretty good resistance going down. Down they go. But on the return side, sometime today maybe that'll come back out, and it's going really slow. Certainly nothing like a new one. They eventually do extend, but they're really slow about it. So I don't think there was much question that the shocks alone are going to be an improvement. All right, time to get the wheels back on. Well, I'd say that's quite a bit higher in the rear. Take a look at it. I won't get a measurement until I'm done, but you can tell just by sighting down this thing how much higher it's sitting to the rear now. Modified V's are in, and tires are back on, so you can see the new stance to the rear quite a bit higher. I got the measurements before. I'll take the measurements after, but I'm gonna wait till I get the front done. But yeah, that's sitting up there compared to where it was for sure. Again, my motivation wasn't to lift it. My motivation was to improve the handling and the ride, and I think this will do that. It's definitely a beefier suspension when it's all said and done. So now for what I find, what I think is going to be the challenge, and that's figuring out how to get this up high enough to do the front work. So that's my next challenge. All right. Well, for what it's worth, it's up off the ground. I did manage to put my Eastwood jack stands up under the frame, and at full extension without the jack under the axle, it's up in the air. So I guess I'm good to go on that front. Wish it was a little more stable on there, but it's not bad. Ironically, it's only a couple inches off the ground. I guess that'll be enough. Gives you a little preview of how high this truck's going to sit. I mean, I'm up, but it's almost level, which means that when it comes back down, you can see when you do an X Code B code just how much higher this thing's actually going to sit, which was quite a bit more than I expected. And it's going to obviously it'll sit down a little bit more than that in the front when everything settles, but it's going to be pretty interesting. So we see how this goes, and I sure hope this thing is level when it's done. I mean, right now, obviously up on the jack stands, it's a little high in the front, which is what you want. But certainly from all the pictures I've seen and people who did it, they do sit level, and I start to understand why people suddenly want to go from standard 265, 75, 16 up to I guess 305s or 315s, or even go to 17-inch wheels or 18-inch wheels. I can understand, but I, as you can tell, have a significant investment right now in brand new OEM size tires, and I am in no hurry to do anything about that. So I'm not about to go sell my tires and take a bath on them. So it's going to run stock until these are worn down, and 50, 60,000 miles, which for me really doesn't take that long. We'll think about what goes on here after that. But for now, certainly have a high rider, I think. So see how that goes. Next up, everything right now, it's up. Everything is soaking in PB right now. When I come back, it'll be time to remove a bumper. I think I'll probably disconnect the battery first. Be a good idea. I don't know that I'm going to have any issue with a airbag sensor, but that sure feels stupid if I took a bumper off and set off my airbag. That would be terrible. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the battery before I do that. Wheels off. Just get started dismantling everything. Okay, see you next time.